My motivation is to take risks. I mean, the riskier the better. That's what's fun about it. To move forward, you have to be bold and you have to take risks and you have to take leaps. And there has to be an element of risk. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see when I'm looking at creative expressions from other people.
Hi, my name is Makasy, and this is I believe my third video about my Rick Owens Klaus jacket, the pony hair one. If you haven't, you should go watch my first one. I look like, what's that guy from The Chronicle of Narnia? The second video, which I'm very proud of.
Shoulders are a choice, not functional. Or their function is to say no to banality and conformity.
But today, we're gonna look at the details on this particular jacket. Okay, so the official full name of this jacket is the Rick Owens Fall Winter 22 Strobe Runway Cropped Klaus in Aqua Long Hair Pony. I really don't know why they're called pony because it's cow fur, and so it really should be like this instead. But this jacket is from the Strobe Fall Winter 22. This is from the women's collection. I think Strobe is definitely one of his stronger collections as of late, and they've all been very strong. I do believe that the men was a bit subpar to the women for the Strobe collection. A good example of the reverse would be the Larry. I believe the Larry collection, the men was a lot stronger than the woman. It was a bit more balanced, whereas the woman, it had a lot of looks with the shearlings, and I wasn't too particularly fond of the color choices for that season. Okay, so the first detail is definitely the shoulder. So the exaggerated tech shoulder, which rise into a rounded point. If you haven't, again, watched my previous video, I went really in depth about the shoulder. But to sum it up, the tech shoulder is inspired by the pagoda shoulder, and the pagoda shoulder was invented by a man named Pierre Cardin in the late 70s and early 80s. He was inspired by the cornices of the Chinese pagoda when he was in China. Pierre was obsessed with space and just the future, so you can see that in his collections, and he couldn't go to space, so he went to China. I believe he was also the first designer to ever hold runways in China. That's a little fun fact for you guys. And the beautiful thing about this exaggerated shoulder that rounded out to the top is that it acts as it's like a device to frame your face. It keeps your head in like an imaginary box. So like there's just two lines here so that it balances it out. It's very symmetrical, like, you know, Wes Anderson would love this. I love symmetry in my photos and in my videos. I try my best to do it, but since it's a one-man show, it's a bit harder. If I were to take a photo of my partner, I would frame her between something. I would make it balance on both sides, so that's just something I like. It is hollow, which I am not a big fan of. The construction of the shoulder is definitely some padding, and I'll put up some imagery of what those padding looks like here. And then so it probably goes padding, the leather, and then the cow fur. I do wish they had filled it with more padding or leather or just something concrete so the shape will continue to still be there if I were to pack it wrong in a luggage, or if I were to lean against the wall wrong. So let's imagine that you pack it on a trip, you put it in your luggage, tons of other items in there, and the bag is going to get thrown around if you check it in, or if you take it yourself. When you put it up on the overhead, like, it's going to get push around, so I'm worried it's gonna get squished. And what if I lean against the wall wrong and then the shape just, you know? So what I will say is these shoulders are, I think the mildest term I can use is that it's very divisive, because they stray so far from the social norms. Like, society has a very strict code, specifically when it comes to like what a man can wear, what a woman can wear. Yes, in the Rick Owens community, we are a bit more progressive, where men can wear skirt, where men can wear women's bag, but we still have to go to the general public, and that's where the 98% of the people live. And the 98% of the people still follow the strict code of a man should wear this, a woman should wear this. So this shoulder, it deviates from that social norm, so it's gonna get a lot of attention from the general public. I haven't worn it out to like the Boston area yet. I worn it out to like the beach and stuff. A few people came up to me like, hey man, I really like your jacket, like your shoulder, it's so weird, but it's so cool. But not every interaction is gonna be that way. You're gonna meet people who are a bit more conservative, and if they are loud enough, if they are white enough, they will comment on it. When you stray away from the social norm, it's like a sign of rebellion. A smaller deviation from the social norm would be the bala zippers. So Rick Owens makes these balas pants and it has exposed zippers. And most of the time when designers make product, when fashion company make their pants, they want to hide the zipper because that's where your private parts are. This is like a smaller deviation from the conventional. And a bigger deviation from the social norm could be the Hickoryville jacket that I have, Patagonia. They try to make their jacket as small as possible and as light as possible because they focus on the function. They focus on making the best warmth to weight ratio down jacket. Whereas the Rick Owens, it's big, it's bombastic, and it's huge. The size, it's really in your face. When people wear Patagonia in the winter, they don't want to show anything. They wear it for the function. Like nobody wears Patagonia for the fashion statement. Just like I don't think people wear Arc'teryx for the fashion. I don't understand the hype of Arc'teryx. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Arc'teryx on me, no, we don't run no Patagonia.
I don't know. I don't see the hype with that. If you're one of those people who likes Arc'teryx, please tell me why. I know the item is good, but I don't think it's a fashionable item. I think Frank Ocean popularized it, so it's a trend right now wearing Arc'teryx. Yeah, so when you wear Patagonia, you wear it for the functionality. When I wear the Hickoryville jacket, it's to project money that I don't have in my pockets because I spent it all on the jacket. So it has a center front zipper that is functional to the chest and continue around the neckline to the center back neck. There is a thin leather strip inside for added comfort. I first saw the Klaus Zippers on this jacket right here and I was just caught off guard by it because again, it's a deviation from the social norm. I loved it, but I didn't think I would ever get one. But then when I saw it on this jacket, like, yep, I want it for the shoulder, but the Klaus Zippers, it doesn't hurt either. When you look at life, you see a lot of restrictions, right? So when you go to the airport, you aren't allowed to bring water inside. Most jacket, it has a point for you to stop. On a regular hoodie, you zip it up to around here and then you stop. And with this Klaus zipper, it invites you to zip it up all the way around the neck, which is a deviation from the social norm. Let's do this. Think a babe hoodie, The conventional hoodie, it stops here, but Nego was like, fuck it. I want it to zip all the way. But when you do zip it all the way, I'm gonna give you some memorable prints, the tiger face, the shark face. So then when you do zip it up all the way, you have a statement to make. Okay, now that I got all of that beautiful detail out of the way, you can't actually zip it up all the way. I'm gonna just show you the footage right now and I'll talk a little bit. So there's a leather inner lining where it tells you to stop. It's like a blockade or an embargo. Think Cuba. And when you do go past that embargo, you can't zip it up all the way because the construction of this jacket it's so structured and there's just a lot going on, so you really can't. But I do appreciate the sentiment of what a Klaus zipper is. Maybe on a softer and like less structured jacket, the Klaus zippers can see its full potential. Maybe it's just because this jacket has so many elements to it that it stops the Klaus zipper from expressing itself fully. Another thing I want to talk about is I'm learning to just be okay with being passionate. While writing my script, I sometimes feel like, am I being too douchey by analyzing so much about the detail, about the shoulder, the zippers? I know some people will be like,
okay, relax, it's just a zipper, alright? Stop looking too deep into it. Alright, it's just a fucking shoulder, but oh, it protrudes up. Wow, it's not that deep.
I enjoy fashion. I shouldn't stop myself from expressing my true opinion or being passionate about something in the hope that people who aren't into fashion that stumble upon my video will think I'm not a douchebag. I enjoy looking into the deeper detail of my hobby. I enjoy looking into the deeper history and why a certain thing is a certain way. If you're into food, look into it. Look into how the chef prepare the meat. Look into how the chef prepare all the garnishes, all the sauce. Be passionate about your hobby. Try to embrace everything and try not to fear the judgment of people and their opinions that you probably don't value. Your video, when you put it up online, is going to be shown to people of all demographics. It's not just going to be shown to people specifically. So you are going to get some hate. You are going to get some judgment from people like, dude, this dude is reading way too deep into this fucking sushi or this fucking shoulder or zipper. But when you are caught being passionate about something by someone who isn't, they think you're a douchebag. They think you're looking too far deep into it. But learn to be okay with that. It's something I'm learning and actively working on it, and I'm getting a lot better. So this video, my YouTube channel essentially is the start of that. I make 30 minutes of review of like fucking boots. To an outsider, they'll probably think, man, this guy's just looking way too deeply, but I'm passionate about it, and I enjoy creating this content, and I enjoy putting out content that are helpful to people or entertain to people. But yeah, anyway, the Klaus Zipper, very cool. I like it a lot, and that got away from me quickly. I think if you've seen some of my videos, you know that I love crop jackets, crop sweater, cropped hoodie. It partly has to do with my love for high-rise trousers. Okay, so here's the high-rise trouser with the standard jacket, and next to it, it's a high-rise trousers with a crop jacket. Do you see how it shows off more of the lengthiness of the trousers more? And it also doesn't hurt that it accentuates your leg, which makes you look taller. And this jacket, it's cropped to perfection for me. It sits right above my belly button area. The only drawback to a crop jacket is that it sucks against the element. For example, my Gethsemane jacket, it's not the best against a really cold day because, you know, the air will touch my midriff. You know, when it's cold, don't try to be too fashionable. Just wear your Canada Goose, wear your Patagonia, wear your Montclair, just trying to stay warm. Another great thing about a crop jacket is the effects it has on the sleeve. So here's a regular standardized looking jacket, and next to it, a jacket with a crop body. Do you see how it makes the sleeve looks a lot longer? I don't know, it's hard for me to put into words as to why I like this detail, because I think it mainly has to do with I want my item to be different. I think that's just the hippie in me, and I feel like all of us don't want to wear what other people have. It looks a bit unconventional, and it's a fight against normality, like on a small scale of course, but for every 100,000 regular jacket, you will have one crop jacket, and that will be on me and my friends and people who are into fashion. The general public, they buy stuff from, you know, mall brands, H&M, Forever 21, and those companies, they're trying to cater to the general public. I hope when people see the croppedness of my hoodie, the croppedness of my jacket, they will question why there aren't more, because it's very pleasing. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing to look at. So this segued nicely into our next segment. So it features long slim sleeves. So it's not as exaggerated as my Gethsemane down jacket, but because of the crop body, it just looks that way. And at the end of the sleeve, there are zippers. So the zipper acts as like a flare, similar to my Rick Owens banana pants. So when you zip it up, there's like more fabric in there, and then it'll expose the slim. So if it's slim right now like this, it'll get bigger. So here's a pair of regular looking sleeves, and here's this jacket sleeves. I do think it looked good, but it sacrificed some comfort to achieve that. And it's also because like I'm not the skinniest of guys. I don't have the smallest arm. Like, it's not that big, but it's not that small either. You know, you got to be like a Tyro and like a skinny model at Raf Simons show. Like, it will look the best on those people, but I believe my confidence can balance that out. Like, I'm not gonna be like looking uncomfortable and feel like out of place. Like, I'm pretty confident with how I dress. Next up, 2 exterior pockets with zipper, and these are very good for, you know, extra security. And it's not that big. The exterior zippers, the exterior pocket, they're not that big. Just like my Din Yin Zhang jacket, it sits very high on the body, and again, yeah, it's much smaller, so you can't really fit a lot into the jacket, into the pockets. Here's a clip. I don't plan on putting anything into the pockets, but the sleeves are longer and it's more structured. So when you try to put your hands in there for warmth, it's slightly harder. Like, you have to focus and do it. Whereas on a regular hoodie, you just slide it in subconsciously. And I do love the fact that the zippers are silver. If the zippers be bronze or gold, I feel like the jacket wouldn't be as cohesive, because it is a big statement. The zippers are very big and large, so you will see it even from afar. You will see the color of it. It has 2 interior pockets, but I really don't like the interior pocket. So I wish it had zippers for closure, but it just has 1 button. So for security's sake, it's lacking, and it's also shaped super weird. And here's a video on how much stuff you can put in there. And besides, like, you don't really need this, you know, like as of 2023, men are becoming more familiar with bags, whether it's tote bag, side bag, or an actual woman's bag. And I do like the fact that we're progressing this way, you know. I am a tote bag person, so everything just gets dumped into my tote bag. Though I am looking to get another bag, so I've been eyeing these Chanel's Gabrielle bag. I first saw it on GD and I was like, damn, that's really cool. I love the fact that like you can wear the chain on one shoulder and then the strap on another. It's just a cool detail, you know, but I can't justify $3,000. I don't know. I do want it. If I find it for the right price, I would get it, but at the moment it's not on my bucket list of anything. Just, you know, I have to save money. I want to buy a house soon, so I have to save money. Originally, I was going to talk about material in this video, but I feel like I would like to take a much deeper dive into the cow fur and all of the leather and all that. One of the main questions I want to answer that I don't know either is that why the use of cow fur? Like, is it better than shearling, better than sheep, wool, goat, whatever? Is it better than rabbit fur? Like, why the use of cow fur? Is it cheaper? Like, is there a practical reason to it? Does it keep you warmer? Does it last longer? But yeah, we're gonna look at the material in another video, whether it's the next one or the one after, the fourth, the fifth. We'll talk about it, I promise. I love talking about material, so we're not gonna skip that, but we are gonna skip that for today, of course. I saw this right here. Somebody on Instagram made their own jacket, and I saw in one of his captions, he was like, I really wanted to get the Klaus jacket from the Strobe collection, but I couldn't fit it, so I decided to make my own in black. It looks really good, and it kind of makes me feel a bit more happy that I was able to put my arms into the tight armholes, and like, at least I can wear it. It's not the most comfortable, but at least it's wearable for me, and it wasn't wearable for him. But you know, he had the knowledge and the networking to make his own jacket, which is very cool. But I do love the black. Maybe Rich should release that next. I think it would do really well. If you were to tell me like, hey Makasy, you can get any colors, the aqua blue wouldn't be my first choice. My first choice would be the dirty pink. But how do I explain this? When you buy stuff in the sale, that you don't have a lot of choices. You buy what you can, not what you want. So, you know, you have to roll with the punches, and both colorway, they're very strong colors, and I'm learning and growing with this certain color. Obviously, I still have the pink in my head, but I'm learning to appreciate the aqua blue. And then, of course, gray would be my third choice. It's a bit more wearable, but the gray one is like an everyday jacket, but this jacket isn't like an everyday jacket, so you might as well go all out, you know. The jacket is made in Italy, but okay, here's a fun game for you guys. We can assume that most high fashion products are made in Italy and France, but a lot of these brands, they're starting to outsource their products, but they can't outsource it to China because of the connotation with the made in China tag. So they outsource it to Eastern European countries. For example, like some of Raf Simons products, they're made in Turkey. Moncler products are made in Eastern European, and most products now are outsourced to Portugal because it's cheaper than in Italy and in France. Yeah, I feel like I've covered everything. Obviously, I'm leaving the material for another video, but if I forgot anything, I will add it in my next video. And I'm taking this serious week by week, so I don't know what's next week. It could be my little experiment with the business district people, where I go there, wear my Rico and Kiss boots, wear my banana pants or whatever, and then with this jacket. I feel like it's a good idea. I'm actively working with like mustering up my courage to do that, because it is out of the box for me, and it does makes me feel uncomfortable, and I am a bit shy to film in public by myself. I'm okay if my partner were to film me or my friend were to film me. I'm okay with that now, but to go out filming by yourself, it's a bit scarier for me. But hopefully I will continue. I'm gonna actively try to muster up my courage so I can do that video. I think I'll make it a vlog, like me walking there, like setting it up and all that. I'll bring 2 cameras, so I'll keep one that's like secondary camera of me setting up, so it'll be good. But hopefully you like what you just saw. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't learn anything, hopefully you laugh or smile or something. Hopefully this video made you feel good. My name is Makasy. Thank you very much for watching, and again, don't forget to take it easy on yourself and trying to check in with yourself physically and mentally. You know, just make sure both are good.